Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. We'll check in with Assumption Parish and a couple of incidents that happened over the last week or so. For that, we go to Napoleonville and to Assumption Parish for Commander Lonnie Cavalier, who's with the Assumption Parish Sheriff's Office. Kind of a busy week, as you guys had 4 incidents that we're going to talk about with today. Lonnie?
Yes, we not unreasonable weekend, but we stayed pretty busy with 3 gun incidents and 1 indecent exposure incident.
Okay, so yeah, you want to walk us through those events?
Yes, on Friday we received we conducted a traffic stop on Friday and stopped a Raymond Jerry Riley, 66 of Donaldsonville. Mr. Riley was rode on Highway 308 in front of a home. He's been having a dispute with an individual from Pankerville for the last 2 years over the sale of a car, and he brandished a firearm towards the family, and we were able to arrest him on Friday, and we did. He is incarcerated with his bond set at $50,000. This individual was previously arrested for protective order violations against the same family, so obviously it's a concern of ours. And you know, we're going to try to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Also on Friday, we received a call from a business establishment in Bayou in reference to a person who was intoxicated there and was had exposed himself in an indecent manner. We were able to catch up with this individual and arrest him, and he remains in our jail on charges of obscenity and disturbing the peace, and his bond is set at $50,000. On Saturday, we also conducted a traffic stop, and we arrested a Marlon Jamal Lewis of White Castle. He is accused of going to a residence on Jefferson Street in Napoleonville, where he pulled a firearm out on the family. He was in a previous relationship with a female at that location, and there was a disagreement, and he pulled a gun out, and a warrant was filed for his arrest, and he was taken into custody, and he remains in jail with his bond set at $25,000. Our 4th arrest is a Jeremy Randall, 36 years of age, of Franklin. He was arrested Saturday morning at an establishment in Labradorville called Bird's Nest. It's a liquor establishment, wholesale, retail, and food establishment. He went into the business that was closed at the time and fell asleep inside the building, and deputies went and get him. And he was armed with a 9mm handgun as well. And he was charged with possession of firearm by convicted felon and unauthorized entry of a place of business. And he remains incarcerated with his bond set at $50,000.
Yeah, so a very busy week, as you were talking about that. When we talk about 3 incidences like this with involved handguns or guns in general, is that more of a concern? Is that something we're seeing more? This is a rural area. I know there's still kind of urban areas along Assumption Parish, but more of a rural area. Is this more common now that we see this amount of firearms on the street?
Well, it is. It's getting more and more common as we go, and we do our best to enforce it. We actually have, our special forces unit that goes out and primarily that's where they work, drugs and guns. In this particular case, all of these arrests were out of complaints and assaults actually done on people. and it is a concern because 2 out of these 3 individuals were convicted felons, and we always have that concern because our people interact with these guys every day, and it does present potential hazards to our people.
When you see a felon and they get caught with a handgun, that's a much higher crime for those guys, right?
Yeah, it's this 10-year maximum sentence, and a good portion of it is done without probation, parole, or suspension of sentence. And it is a very valid charge and one that we exercise whenever needed. While we don't enjoy putting people in jail, these are the guys that need to be taken off the streets, and the guns need to be taken off the streets as well.
Well, you're right. Those people have to know that the felony would have a much greater charge and a much higher risk of. I would guess that would go to prison, not just stay in a parish jail.
That's correct, and yes, they do know because all of these guys have went through probation and or parole, and as a condition of their probation and parole, they receive the riot act as to what they can and can't do. And that is at the forefront, is that you cannot possess any firearm of any type for any reason during the terms for a term of 10 years following your conviction.
Yeah, so even though our state laws have recently changed, it does not change for felons. There's no way you can have a firearm. So those folks, even though there's like the carry laws that are just been changed, that doesn't apply to anybody in these regards. Huh?
Does not apply to any convicted felon. They know the rules, and we certainly going to enforce them. And there's no discretion on our part. We don't have any way to get by that law, and not that we want to, but we do enforce it vigorously, and we'll continue to do so because the objective is to take guns out of these types of people's hands.
Right, and obviously to keep Assumption Parish much safer. Lonnie Cavalier, sure appreciate your time. Thanks for the update.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time after this.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.